Yesterday had it all. Mountain passes, rocks, trail, a lot of hiding from the storms. Today, day 2, we have 20 something miles as well. More mountain passes, snow, rocks, frozen lakes, unfrozen lakes. And I'm hoping we'll have some good weather today. I know a lot of my clothes can dry out. Oh, it's gonna be fun hiking with wet shoes.
Oh yeah, soaking wet, ice cold shoes.
Just what you want in the morning.
I was gonna have a hard time waking up, but not now.
Nope.
Not anymore. We've been making these comparisons to Christmas morning and getting here and being so excited. I'm totally like that. I'm like, especially last night or yesterday morning, I was like on cloud 9. But then how a lot of kids on Christmas morning, they realize that it's really not that awesome. And they just have this total letdown.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like that's where we were last night when we realized how hard this undertaking was going to be.
Realized last night, like, this is way more than what we thought it was going to be.
Today we're hoping to cover around 20-something-ish miles with about 7,000 feet of climbing. And if all goes well, we should end up somewhere around the fortress.
We're gonna see how well we do today and then make a decision on what we're going to do the day after today.
It's like $1 million.
So we're at Photo Pass. Blake is feeling good. Aaron, I already know, feels okay. And now we're just figuring out where from here.
Yeah, we'll just follow this drainage. And I'm not sure if we wrap to the right at all, or if we just go down and then eventually start going left. We'll lose a fair amount of elevation.
Yesterday was rough. I just had achy legs for the second half of the day and totally struggled until the very, very end, and then I felt great. But we had a good camp and slept good. I think my spirits are high right now and ready to keep going.
Just another pass. Miles in, day 2. We just scrambled up what was a pretty cool little rocky ridge line. I think that was a morale booster because shortly thereafter Blake made a vow not to say anything negative for the rest of the day. So it must have done something for Blake. It must have warmed him up somewhere deep inside of him. We've got 10 to 12 more miles to go for the day. A lot of bad things can happen over the next 10 hours.
To play on a guitar. It's been 20 miles since we've seen a person. Considering we're on a route that's somewhat established, I thought we'd see a few people here and there. But this place is freaking remote.
a while since we've done a check-in. I don't think I've done one since Blake refused to do one. Just been going and going and going. It never seems to end. And as beautiful as those lakes are, they are a pain in the ass to get around. I think that we all agreed, without saying anything, to just put our head down and go for the last couple miles. And they were not fast miles. Still beautiful though. Every bend, every hill that we've peaked, it's pretty spectacular.
I'm peaking right now.
Aaron's been peaking the whole time.
We have this 800-foot climb, and then a 500-foot descent, and a few miles of mostly flat, but you know how that's been when we thought it was going to be mostly flat.
What do you think, Blake?
It's not a good time to ask.
Oh, it's a perfect time.
Yeah, no, I'm exhausted and hungry and not looking forward to camping in that valley. I'd rather stop and camp in a crappy place than not sleep. So there's no way I'm getting up and out of that tonight. There's no way. Not after doing that. Not at this time at night. I don't know. I'm not super stoked right now. There's too much of a good thing. I'll feel better in the morning.
If there's a hell after life, I think it's going to be an eternity of walking down a slope just like that. Problem with maps. When they're framed, they look great on your wall. But when you try to use them out in nature, it's really hard to understand exactly what they're telling you. We were looking forward to getting over that last pass, and Aaron had been looking at the map and told us that there were 4 flat miles before the next pass. And that's true. They're flat miles, filled with snow and boulders, lakes. So maps are great in telling you how to get somewhere, but they're terrible at telling you how it's going to be while you get there. As Brigham Young said, this is the place. And Blake probably couldn't be happier.
That last 2 miles may have changed my outlook on life and on this trip. Dude,
I was praying that would happen.
it's that snow, man. It's soul sucking. You can't even look up and enjoy the view because you're bouncing on Suncups.
I'll be honest with you, I know
that
it's
are 2 feet
nighttime.
2 feet deep.
It's not morning, but I really don't know that I can handle 2 more full days like that. Like I could handle another day and then an easier day, but I don't think I could handle 2 more full days like that.
I don't know about doing 36 miles of snow. Thinking if we were to stick to the route all day tomorrow and half the day the next day would be in snow. Let me study some routes, come up with what our options are.
Don't think there's anyone camping within 20 miles of us. We did our 20 miles, hooray for us. I'm sure our medals are all in the mail. Regardless of how I feel now, this is one of the most beautiful places I have ever been. So is it worth the hunger and the fatigue? Most of the time, yes. And now we're trying to block out what we have to do tomorrow. And if we can do that, we shall sleep peacefully. If we dwell too much on how much further we have to go, it could be a rough night. So I'm just gonna try and think happy thoughts.
and hopefully drift off to sleep for 45 minutes.